You want to call me back, or the magic of theater?
For the magic of the problem is I have to then close a window to then close another window. We should definitely try doing it where we actually record ourselves separately, saying an intro, and then I'll somehow mash them together, I guess. I'm Steven, and you're Janica.
And this is Too Lazy for Google.
How's it going, man? What's new? How's quarantine life treating you?
It's going well. Yeah, it's going well. You're wearing more floppy tubes these days.
Well, it's because the hair is getting really bad. Yeah, I wanted to do a quick little chat episode on, I guess, because we're distance, but I thought it'd be kind of cool talking about two product releases that we got coming up right now.
Yeah, you know what? One seems just fine, and the other makes me think, like, are you high right now? Like, do you not understand what's going on in the world? The first thing that I'd like to talk about is the are you high? Because what is DJI thinking coming out with a new drone? Do they think that people are actually going to buy that right now? I understand there's like months of preparation that go into something like this, but you have to be nimble enough to move. But I can't imagine who's buying that drone right now.
They've got some great products in the product line already, because you've already got the Mavic,
Mini.
the Mavic Mini, which just came out like months ago. It looks like a tiny little Mavic Pro 2. I'm gonna put a little flashcard up here and link to the video, but yeah, there's some videos that were released, I think, from like Brazil or some of the kind of the Reddit pre-launch forums. It has a similar features to the Mavic 2 Pro. And one thing, I never had a Mavic Air, so I never really used it, but I like the look of the Mavic Air.
You know what? That's what I really like too. And what I mostly would want to see, because I still have the OG, right? I would go up to that Mavic because the Mavic Air 2, because apparently it has the same sensor as the original Mavic. And sometimes like the colors end up better with the OG than even like the Mavic 2 Pro. But what's great is if the Mavic 2 Air has like a better engine, stand up to the wind, like the OG, I actually would buy it.
I mean, the price point, it looks like it's going to go at 900 to 1,000 American from what the specs are saying, because it's going to be 4K, but it has the OcuSync connection, which that's cool, because the Mavic Air did not. That was still Wi-Fi. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, but you're right though. Why would you release a drone when you're in this grip of, social distancing and social isolation? Quarantine post-apocalyptic photography, because like I haven't done it yet, but I kind of want to, just to when it's safe.
Huge right now. People are having tons of views on YouTube just from taking video of places like Toronto with no one in it, or like few cars.
Yeah.
The thing is, you could have done that on like a long weekend or like early in the morning anyway, on like a Sunday morning, just no one's driving around anyway, and then just say like, no one around.
I'd like to get out there, maybe do like a montage to Toronto in like, standing strong. Because I've seen a couple of videos in New York of people, New York proud kind of stuff, getting out there, videographers and photographers shooting, city streets, but also trying to get like, video and pictures of people going about their lives, but in a responsible way. So I agree. Also, it's like for those who are looking to purchase something, if you're using it for a craft, it probably isn't the best. Well, it obviously is time to upgrade gear when you're ready and you have the budget for it, but no one really is thinking right now, gee, I'm going to go out there and spend $1,000 on a drone, let alone before we even start talking about this Canon, because I got a whiff of what the price might be.
Let's talk about that Canon, because what I like about them is this is more of a mic drop than anything else. No one has it. No one's done any kind of review on it. So we don't actually know if what Canon says is true or not just yet, and how well they execute it. I don't know who it's really for, because like the S1H was already like in between like a professional and an amateur film videographer. This is just like the next step up. And I can't imagine spending that kind of money for those kind of qualities and not just getting like the Blackmagic 6K.
The specs are 8K up to 29.97 frames per second. It's non-crop, dual pixel CMS autofocus available in 8K.
That's in RAW. It'd be really interesting because like my laptop has trouble doing 4K in a certain codec as well. I can't imagine how they make like a camera without a fan, processing all of that data. To be able to do that, does it have overheating issues? Who knows? Yeah, it'd be really interesting to get your hands on it and just see if it does everything that they say. Well, Lumix went to 4K 60 frames per second, right?
Yes, they have 4K 60 as the top
in
in
10 bit. And all of a sudden we're going from that to like 8K, 8K 30 or 4K 120. Did just magic fall from the sky? How were they able to accelerate this kind of technology so quickly, beyond what Panasonic's been able to do, beyond what Sony's been able to do? I think beyond what Fuji's able to do as well. They just kind of like leapfrogged everything. So it'd be really interesting to see how they do.
The body is going to be the price point that it is, but then you also have to make sure you utilize the lens series in Canon to make full use of what the features are of the camera. So let's be honest too, is like, who is going to be using 8K video right now? Like, who can watch 8K video right now? Because our streaming platforms can't do it, our phones can't do it, YouTube can't do it yet, as far as I know. Yes, I guess 5G as a network for phones will give us the ability of having a higher bandwidth and a higher way of showing, processed video, but 8K, like, that just seems like until it's an industry standard where 4K is the standard, because now we're still rocking 1080 in most of the devices that we still, compile our results for, because let's be honest, you have that, plus then also the computer has to render out 8K. And I don't know, my computer probably would blow up because I think it has a hard time doing 4K 60. Like, I can't see it doing 8K.
So it's like there will always be room for higher resolution. Just, you know what, it's a little overkill for my taste.
But the color science is so nice. Like, if you like, it's just, looking at how video can be captured in these EOS cameras, like, I'm not a converter from, me, I was like, Janica, should I get a Sony? Janica, should I get a Lumix? Janica, should I go to the moon? Like, all of these things are like, I was always being so drawn in to different features of what's coming out there. But, like I've seen some video coming from friends who are shooting on Canon, like Eric's video. Like, it's nice.
It's so weird because people do like side-by-side comparisons between Canon and Sony even. And maybe this is just chalked up to me still not using my Sony to its max potential, but they say in a blind test, people prefer Sony's color science over Canon's. But every time I see Canon video from like a 1DX Mark II, I like that way better. I can't imagine, like in the state of the world right now, even if they release it in like 6 months, I can't imagine it doing so well. I think most people like you and me would rather buy like an A7 III or an A9 on sale than even going for a brand new Canon EOS R5. I can't imagine.
I think the A7 III is a remarkable camera. The S1, that's my dream camera one day when money comes available again and we actually go back to work.
But also the S1H seems like a dream and a deal compared to,
Well, because it's full frame and all these lenses that'll work with this R5. Also, I'm guessing their EF mount and they're L mounts. You'll have to get an adapter for that, but they will be compatible with the Canon or the S1 or the S series cameras. So that those lenses that you would use the R5 would work with the S1.
If you have the money for an R5, I don't think money is really an issue.
True.
I can't imagine someone buying the R5 and buying terrible lenses.
No, you wouldn't. Not with that kind of investment. It's like, buying a Lamborghini and putting on like the lowest quality Chinook tires you can find.
Like I said, it's quite the mic drop that Canon did. Just like, here you go, guys. Enjoy, talk amongst yourselves, and then like just nothing. Like, we don't know when there's a release date, we don't know price, we don't know anything like that.
I think in my mind it would be all comes down to essentially your budget, your project, And the lenses that you currently have, if you're a Canon user and you already have the ability of being able just to utilize the Canon lenses in your series, or if you have a lot of Sigma glass, then maybe yes. I think that the specs are incredible. I think that no one needs 8K right now, but I do think that down the road it's an investment camera for sure. And people who are looking to, if you've waited the time to upgrade your body, now would be the time, I think. And when you need to use this, now is the time. Okay, so a Mavic Air 2, thoughts? Would you get it? Would you think about getting it? Would you recommend it? Go.
I also think that's insanity, but for different reasons. Because I feel like we're just ignoring what's happening in the world and thinking everyone's going to have $1,000 a drop. But that being said, I'm going to wait to see if it's really going to supplant my Mavic OG. I kind of want to hold out for the Mavic 3 Pro. What about you? What do you think?
I mean, I'm not going to buy a drone for a long time, but I think that because you don't need a second camera body or a second drone, I don't think as much. I think a one drone option is the best for now. I think in this case, I do like the Mavic Mini, and I think for those users who are looking to get into droning, they should start with the Mavic Mini because it also negates the 250 grams licensing issues that this drone will. For what it's going to have in 4K, it's going to be able to have OcuSync. It's going to be able to do, I think, the same specs, if not similar, if not the Hasselblad type of what it can do with the Mavic 2 Pro. I just think that if for the price point and for what you need, there's a clear, distinct level they have right now with the Mavic Mini and the Mavic 2 Pro. They don't need to have this middle point. I think it's like Apple creating too many product lines and then just trying to throw them all out to the consumer.
Yeah, it's because for me, I love the Mavic Mini. I would take that camera for something that a consumer would just have to play around with. It's great.
Yeah, I think like if you're gonna go big, I mean, I've seen a lot of prices all over the place on the Mavic 2 Pro. Some as low as like $1,700, some as high as $2,400 or whatever. Why not just save your pennies and get a Mavic 2 Pro if you're going to think about doing this? So maybe we'll be surprised on the 27th of April when it comes out and it has all these additional features that we don't know about, but it just seems the wrong time. I don't think that unless it's a completely different design and has different specs and has features that you're just not going to get other levels of the drone series, what they currently have, I think is definitely sufficient.
We will wait with bated breath.
Bated breath, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So thank you so much for checking out our channel today as we do the side-by-side version of Too Lazy for Google.
So like and subscribe if you like what you've heard, if you want to keep up to date with what we're putting out and with the latest developments in the Mavic Air 2 and the R5 story. And we have constant content coming out that I'm sure you'll love. So like and subscribe below. You won't regret it.
And until next time, wash your hands. Keep your vitamins going, and of all things, check out the updates because they're coming fast and heavy on the YouTubes. Ciao.